Hi everybody, how are you? This is Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. I want you to think about almost an ideal boss, a good boss. Maybe you've had a boss like this in the past. I hope you have. And this boss is really focused on performance of the department, focused on results, focusing on the KPIs or objectives. He or she is really good at supporting and developing their staff. They coach well, they give feedback when necessary. They understand the big picture and they communicate the big picture. They're always looking out for your career and the career growth of their team. And they're very good with interpersonal and social savvy. So that boss, and the way I just characterized this boss, by the way, with a bit of humility and integrity, would you consider that a manager or a leader? A manager or a leader? Now, I've talked about this in the past, and here's my response. Who cares? It's both. As far as I'm concerned, it's both. What difference does it make whether we call those characteristics management or leadership? It's what we expect, hopefully, from all our bosses, whether you want to call them a manager or leader. You know, years ago, everything was manager. One of the best-selling books of all time in business or leadership is called The 1 Minute Manager. 40 years ago, maybe. And the concepts in the 1 Minute Manager were all about what we would call leadership today, giving feedback, getting clear objectives, and so forth. But we seem to be obsessed with the word leadership, and people, I think, put a lot of unnecessary pressure on themselves to be leaders. I'm a leader. I want to be a leader. And I don't know if this comes from movies or what. If you look at leadership in movies, the leader knows everything, gives the directives, gives the commands. Come on. It doesn't happen like that in the corporate world. Leaders, managers know they need all the help they can get, and they depend on the capabilities and knowledge of everybody on their team. You know, for years I've interviewed people to be in high potential leadership programs. And, you know, there's two types of leadership. As you know, leadership doesn't mean you have a title. Title doesn't necessarily correlate to leadership. You could be an expert leader, a team leader. You could be an organizational department leader / manager. It has nothing to do with title. You can stand out as an individual contributor and people say, she's a leader. And you know, we have, in some companies I've worked in, I've seen people have the opportunity to get into organizational leadership or functional or expert leadership. And when we ask them where do they want to focus their development, I want to be a leader. I'm a leader. I know I'm a leader. People tell me I'm a leader. When that other track, being on the expert leadership track or functional leadership track, is just as good. It's just as lucrative. And it may be a better fit. So I caution everybody to take leadership, the pressure of leadership off your shoulders. Just be yourself. Going back to the initial characteristics I talked about, integrity, humility, interpersonal and social savvy, or we can call that EQ, emotional intelligence. Focus on results and performance, objectives, KPIs, support and develop people, coach them, give feedback, look at their career development and growth, look out for their interests. That's what a good boss should be. Now, whether you want to call it a manager or leader, it's up to you. But I think for me, whether it's a manager or leader, my response is, who cares? Now, academically and theoretically, maybe and technically there might be a difference, and I will hear it from people. People will always tell me, no, a manager is this and a leader is this. Keeps you busy and gets you nowhere as far as I'm concerned. Sorry to be so direct and blunt about it, but just practice all those qualities, and whether you're considered a great boss or a great manager or a great leader, to me it's all the same thing. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.